Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're not just telling a story, we're diving into a feeling, a deep, quiet ache that so many of us carry without ever saying a word. She let you go. So easily, so casually, like you were just another chapter she could skim through. But what she never imagined is that you'd actually stay gone. That one day, the version of you who waited, hoped, forgave, and stayed would simply disappear. And in that silence, something incredible happened. You didn't just walk away from her, you walked into yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment below. As the philosopher Rumi once said, "The wound is the place where the light enters you." And if you're feeling broken, remember, even shattered glass reflects light more beautifully. And here's a cute little reminder for your heart. You're like a soft morning playlist, maybe skipped before, but once someone really listens, they realize your peace, your depth, you're something rare. In the noise of today's social media, where we mask pain with filtered selfies and drown emotion in trending audio, it's easy to forget how real heartbreak feels. But real healing, that doesn't happen in front of the camera. It happens when the screen goes dark, when the messages go unanswered, when your name no longer shows up in her search bar. And yet you survive, you grow, you evolve. Not for her, but for you. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." She's now surrounded by the color of regret. Today, I want to take you through 7 deeply hidden truths, secrets that most people only discover in the silence after love is lost. These aren't just relationship tips, these are soul awakenings, the kind that changes the way you see pain, purpose, and even yourself. Because the truth is, every goodbye hides a lesson, and every heartbreak reveals a hidden strength. She may have expected you to wait, to come back, to chase. But you did something far more powerful. You let go. And that's what makes this story different. So if you're ready to unlock those 7 powerful truths that can reshape your heart and your life, you're in the right place. Let's go start. Number 1. Silence speaks louder than closure. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. She let you go, maybe thinking you'd come running back the moment things felt lonely on her end. But instead of chasing closure, you chose silence. And that silence, it wasn't emptiness. It was your loudest answer. Because in a world drowning in noise, Instagram stories, WhatsApp tics, late-night voice notes left unseen, silence has become the rarest form of power. It doesn't beg, it doesn't explain, it doesn't justify. It just exists, with quiet confidence. You see, closure is often a myth. It's something we desperately look for in people who were never capable of giving us clarity in the first place. What you wanted wasn't closure, it was respect, honesty, and love. But when you didn't get those, you gave yourself something better. Distance. That was the turning point. No dramatic messages. No last call. Just a soft goodbye to the version of you that kept waiting. That's what shook her. Not your anger, but your peace. And here's where it gets real. Silence doesn't mean you weren't hurt. It means you respected yourself enough not to break yourself trying to explain your worth. When you stop replying, they start remembering. When you stop showing up, they start noticing. Your absence begins to do the talking. You're no longer a chapter in their life. You've become the question mark in their story. In a society obsessed with seen and unseen, you chose unbothered. You left the conversation not because you were weak, but because you were finally strong enough to walk away. You didn't slam the door. You simply closed it gently. And that quiet exit, that's what echoes the longest. So if you're in that space right now, fighting the urge to text, to call, to ask why, remember this: silence is not your weakness, it's your healing. And sometimes the silence you give to others becomes the peace you finally give to yourself. Number 2, real love doesn't leave you confused. There's a truth we often learn the hard way. Love that is true never leaves the mind restless. It doesn't make you doubt your worth, your place, or your presence in someone's life. Yet so many of us mistake emotional roller coasters for passion, inconsistency for excitement, and mixed signals for mystery. But let's be honest, real love doesn't feel like guessing. It feels like home. She may have said she loved you, but if her actions made you question your own value every single day, then that wasn't love. That was attachment, or comfort, or maybe just convenience. True love doesn't play hide and seek. It doesn't disappear when things get difficult, or show up only when it's convenient. It shows up on bad days. It chooses you even when it's not easy. It doesn't leave you unseen when you need to be heard the most. In today's culture, where people treat relationships like temporary Instagram filters, easy to apply, easier to discard, we've forgotten what it means to truly stand by someone. You might have thought the late-night calls meant something, that the "I miss you" texts were genuine. But real love, it's not proven in words typed at 1 a.m. It's proven in consistency, in showing up when it matters, in choosing you in a room full of distractions. And the most painful part? We blame ourselves. We think we weren't enough. That maybe if we were better looking, funnier, more interesting, they'd have stayed. But the truth is, no version of you would have been right for someone who wasn't ready for real love. Their confusion was never your fault. Their distance was never your reflection. That was their limit, not yours. So now, you let go of the idea that love must be chaotic to be real. You stop chasing people who leave you confused, and you start remembering the kind of love you're looking for. It's not something you have to beg for. It's something that finds you when you stop shrinking yourself for people who only love you halfway. Let her go. Let the confusion fade, because clarity is coming, and with it, the kind of love that feels like peace, not a puzzle. Number 3, the version of you that loved her no longer exists. There's a version of you that once waited, that forgave easily, that replied within seconds even when your heart was breaking. That version believed that love was sacrifice, even if that meant sacrificing yourself. You gave endlessly, hoping that one day she'd see your worth. You believed if you stayed loyal long enough she would change, that someday she'd choose you. But here's the quiet truth. That version of you is gone now. Not because you've become cold, but because you've grown. The kind of growth that doesn't show up in photos or reels, but in boundaries, in silence, in the way you now say no without guilt. You are no longer the person who loved with desperation. You are now the person who loves with awareness. She doesn't miss you. She misses the version of you who didn't know your worth. The one who accepted crumbs, who waited by the phone, who kept explaining your heart to someone who wasn't listening. But that you, that beautiful broken giving you, he's no longer alive. You buried him the moment you realized that real love doesn't ask you to lose yourself. And that's why it hurts her now. Because she sees you, glowing, calm, distant. She sees the space she once took for granted, now filled with self-respect. She scrolls through your updates, maybe even watches your stories, but she doesn't recognize the energy anymore, because this version of you this healed version, doesn't need her validation anymore. In a world of quick rebounds and faster distractions, becoming whole on your own is radical. You didn't find someone new, you found you. And that's what makes your comeback different. You're not chasing, you're not posting cryptic quotes, you're not performing your pain, you're living it quietly and healing it honestly. So let her remember the old you. That version was beautiful, even in his brokenness. But you've evolved. And what you've become now, that's something she'll never get back. Number 4. Healing isn't loud. It's quiet, invisible, and personal. Healing isn't always aesthetic. It doesn't always look like sunrise yoga, matcha lattes, or travel reels with soft indie music. Often, real healing looks like crying at 3:17 a.m. without posting about it. It looks like typing a long message, then deleting it. It's canceling plans because your heart feels heavy. It's following, not to be petty, but to protect your peace. Real healing is messy. It's slow. It doesn't always come with applause. It comes with silence. When she left, everyone expected you to break down. Maybe you did, for a while. But slowly, quietly, you began to come back to life. Not with fireworks, but with small, sacred choices. You started sleeping a little better. You stopped checking her last scene. You laughed at a meme and realized it didn't remind you of her. And that moment, that was healing. Not loud, not visible, but real. Social media has fooled us into thinking that healing must be documented, that you need to glow up to show her what she lost. But healing isn't about proving her wrong. It's about finding your right. It's not about posting photos that scream, "Look at me now." It's about looking in the mirror and finally saying, "I'm okay." Even if no one claps for you, even if no one notices. And here's the truth. The world may never know how hard it was to choose peace over panic, growth over revenge. They won't see the invisible battles you fought inside your own mind. But that doesn't matter, because healing isn't for them. It's for you, for the boy who gave everything, for the heart that kept believing, for the soul that's still learning to trust again. Every day you choose not to reach out, you heal. Every time you resist the urge to revisit the past, you grow. And one day, without realizing it, you'll wake up and her memory will feel soft, not sharp, like a song you used to love, but no longer plays on repeat. That's when you'll know your healing worked, not because you shouted it, but because you finally felt free in your silence. Number 5. Love is a choice, and so is letting go. We grew up believing that love is a feeling, that if someone feels something for you, they'll stay, they'll fight, they'll choose you again and again. But here's the truth. Life eventually teaches you. Love is not just a feeling, it's a decision, a commitment, a conscious choice to stay, even on the days when it's hard. And when someone walks away without warning, it's not because they stopped feeling, it's because they stopped choosing. She may have felt something for you. That spark, that connection, those memories you both built. But when the time came to choose, to stay, to communicate, to grow with you, she didn't. And that's the part that hurts the most. Not that she stopped loving you, but that she chose not to. That her loyalty was conditional, that her love came with expiry dates. But then comes your choice, the more powerful one. The moment you stop begging to be chosen, and instead you choose yourself. Letting go is not a sign of weakness. It's a declaration of self-worth. It's saying, if you can't choose me with the same certainty I choose you, Then I release you, with love, but without return. In a time when people swipe left on real emotions and right on temporary distractions, choosing to let go of someone you still love is an act of courage. It means you're no longer holding on to potential. You're facing reality. You're no longer hoping they'll wake up and realize what they lost. You're accepting that they already did. And here's the beauty of that moment. You don't need closure, because you've found clarity. You've realized that love without effort is just emotion. And emotion fades. What stays is respect, effort, presence, consistency. She had a place in your heart, but you, my friend, have a future beyond her. So today, if you're still holding on to what could have been, remind yourself, you deserve a love that chooses you daily, not occasionally. Letting go isn't giving up, it's growing up. And it's the beginning of the kind of love story where you finally come first. Number 6. True strength is rising without them. When she left, it felt like the ground beneath you cracked open. The world seemed colder, quieter, and every small thing reminded you of what was lost. But here's the thing about true strength. It's not about how loudly you scream or how fast you run after someone. It's about how quietly, how patiently, and how steadily you stand back up without her. Strength isn't shown in public declarations or social media posts designed to get her attention. It's shown in the mornings you wake up and choose to face your reflection, in the days you smile even though your heart aches, in the nights you resist the urge to text her one last time. That's strength. It's humble, unseen, and deeply personal. She may think losing you was easy, but your absence will teach her what resilience looks like, because rising without her isn't just about moving on, it's about moving up, becoming a better, wiser version of yourself who no longer waits for anyone's approval or validation. You start setting new standards for how you allow people to treat you. You protect your peace like it's the rarest treasure. In today's world of instant gratification, where people expect quick fixes and overnight comebacks, your slow, steady healing is revolutionary. It's proof that real power is silent. It's not a reaction, it's a transformation. And here's the truth. The strength to move forward, to love yourself fiercely, to keep dreaming big, that's strength. It's the greatest revenge. Not bitterness, not anger, but growth. That's the story you'll want to tell. Not the one of losing her, but the one of finding you. Number 7. Your freedom begins when you stop waiting. She let you go, but you never thought you'd stay gone. That truth carries a weight heavier than any goodbye. Because sometimes, the hardest part of love isn't losing someone else. It's losing the hope that they'll come back. And yet, in that loss, something extraordinary happens. Your freedom is born. Freedom is not about revenge or proving her wrong. It's not about deleting photos or blocking numbers. True freedom begins the moment you stop waiting for her to call, stop hoping she'll change her mind, and stop shrinking your heart to fit someone who wasn't ready to hold it. When you stop waiting, you start living. You reclaim your time, your energy, your dreams. You open your heart, not to her, but to yourself. You realize that being alone is not loneliness. It's a chance to be whole, to rediscover who you really are beneath the shadows of pain and loss. In this age of endless scrolling and filtered realities, choosing to live authentically, without attachments, without illusions, is radical. It's a quiet revolution of the soul. Because you're no longer a player in her story, you're the author of your own. So yes, she let you go, but your choice to stay gone, that's the real beginning. The start of a new chapter filled with self-love, strength, and limitless possibilities. Remember, sometimes the greatest love story you'll ever have is the one you write with yourself. Conclusion. Thank you so much for staying with me through this deep and honest conversation. If you've ever felt the pain of being let go by someone you loved, but then found the strength to stay gone and choose yourself, this video is for you. Remember, healing isn't linear, and it's okay to take your time to rediscover your worth and peace. If any part of today's story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps me know that these stories matter to you and encourages me to bring more real, heartfelt content your way. Sharing this video with friends who might be going through something similar could be the gentle reminder they need to start their own journey toward healing and self-love. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss a moment of our conversations, where we dive deep into emotions, life lessons, and the beautiful mess of being human. Together, we create a space where it's okay to feel, to grow, and to become our best selves. Remember, you are not alone. Your story matters, your feelings matter, and your healing journey matters. So keep moving forward with patience and kindness toward yourself. And when you're ready, come back here for more stories, insights, and support. Thanks again for watching, friends. Stay strong, stay true, and always choose yourself first. Until next time, take care of your heart and keep shining.